narcissistic to say that you have the solution, and as well, particularly if you had spent several years of your life working at a high level for the guy who's responsible for a lot of the problems.
Yeah.
I certainly have beliefs that things I'd like to see that I hope would make things better. But as to the specific problem of what obsesses these people, which is Trump and their fear of Trump, and we just got to get rid of Trump, I got to say, praxis makes perfect. Just continue to encourage him to hold giant outdoor fucking rallies and on airplane tarmacs, stadiums, but with no water. Yeah. No air conditioning. Yeah. Just keep these people outdoors for 6-7 hours at a time, standing on asphalt, and just also encourage them to drink bleach.
Well, you don't encourage them. Just keep getting triggered by it.
Get mad. Get mad at MAGA people drinking bleach. Tell them that tell them no, don't drink the bleach. It's bad for you.
Hey, that guy's not JFK Jr. Don't suck his dick.
Do not go see Trump at the Electric Sun Music Festival.
Sunday.
It would make me so mad if a bunch of boomers put on weight-cutting suits and started doing jumping jacks before President Trump's rally where he's playing the same 3 Elton John songs that he always plays.
Trump is far too much of a coward to hold a rally in Death Valley.
It's the hottest. It's so hot.
Fake news says I'm too cowardly to go to Death Valley for a rally. Folks, we're going to do it.
Imagine,
it's the pro-life valley now.
The last thing you hear on this planet, there are probably Korean War vets who collapsed there. The last thing they ever heard was just the Graydon Carter's Oscar party tweet, basically.
They survived the Chosin Reservoir, but they couldn't survive standing in a fucking airplane hangar in Iowa for more than 20 minutes.
Vaguely, just sort of like wafting in as your soul departs the earth. It's goodbye, yellow brick road, and then Trump is going just talking about. Trump has brought a guy up on stage who's literally dressed like the Wall, and he's just look at this guy,
look at this guy,
he's the Wall,
he's got the jacket.
You saw the guy with the brick jacket, that ruled.
When did Donald Trump hear music from Cats, and why did he pick it?
He's probably seen Cats on Broadway at least 15 times.
For sure.
Sorry to keep bumping in, but we recently covered American Idiot, the musical, on my music podcast, and from that we noticed that Donald Trump was present at the Broadway premiere of American Idiot, the Broadway musical in 2008.
Because he's a big, macho, strong man.
Yeah, I think so. So I would guess that he probably was at the premiere of Cats on Broadway. That seems right in his era.
The generals, they're so good. They're so handsome. They're like Rum Tum Tigger. Yeah. like beautiful Rum Tum Tigger.
I call this guy Mistopheles. But did you see that? This is another insane little Trump story that was lost in time. But the clip of him just sitting still, and there's total silence for 10 seconds, and then he just goes. He's a furry. He's an otherkin. There are no otherkins. It was all a 4chan op to make Tumblr tunes look stupid or whatever. But Donald Trump is an otherkin for being a cat.
There are otherkin.
Yeah, the president. The president is another kid. He's a cat girl. President Trump is an anime cat girl.
You and him have a lot to talk about, Virgil.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. I mean, because I also deeply empathize with him, having also been assaulted by the liberal media. I know what he's talking about when he says, Anna Wintour's holiday parties. It's trash now. They didn't even invite me. I wouldn't go.
Would you? I've been combing every Trump family member for mentions of Kate Upton, and they all have exactly one. Donald Trump.
What is Don Jr.'s Kate Upton tweet?
Oh, I forget it, but Eric's was good. It was at the Knicks game, Kate Upton's here. Nice. Donald is the best. Donald is the best. It's many years ago, Victoria's Secret rep was very nasty to Kate Upton. Now she's on top. And then she's never mentioned again. It's just one of his fleeting thoughts about how someone can be nasty to you and you can win.
No, if you're the Johns or the liberal media, I would just say keep getting angry that Trump is holding huge rallies in incredibly hot, dry areas of the country.
Absolutely, global warming is actually working for us for now.
And just get very angry. Just keep saying making fun of people and being condescending.
Yeah.
About people drinking poison.
Yeah.
just sort of sneer at them in the way that they do, like you're clinging to your religion and bleach based diet, just sort of just sort of like curl your lip and like look down your nose, like very patrician like, and just be like, ugh, I think it's simply wretched that they're eating rat poison.
Oh, fuck you, motherfucker. All these fucking coastal elites yelling at me all the time saying, if you want to get your hand out of that raccoon trap, just let go of the piece of tin. But fuck you. I'm getting that fucking tin.
President Obama, I dare you to come down here and make me and my nephew exit this Chinese finger trap. As the moron said, Molan Labe.
Oh, yeah. This is just the last bit of thing I saw today that I had to share. Nancy Pelosi, the House Democrats are currently, struggling to figure out what to do about Donald Trump. We've talked about this before. Their plan here as the, opposition party is to defeat him in 2020, which I think is a great plan. But
go for it, baby.
If he wins re-election, you're kind of going to be screwed.
Oh, yeah.
But not to be outdone, I mean, they are, involved in the business of governing and, helping people.
Yes.
This is what government is about. So, not a joke. Nancy Pelosi was promoting giving people a tax credit for gym membership.
All right, let's hear her out. I mean, you want to follow a real program, can't do it in today's America. I mean, I'm kind of serious. You want to make gains? You kind of need social democracy. You do. The nutrition's expensive. You're ideally spending at least 2 hours in there. If you got kids, good fucking luck.
Should we have tax credits for synthol? So you can have big, giant cartoon arms.
No, I think that synthol should be that should be private insurance or private.
Okay.
You'd have to go to but I think HGH, it actually should be mandatory. And you have to opt out of it. You can opt out of it if you want, but you have to pay a fee. Everyone should be given HGH from the time that they're 18. So we become the largest country ever. There's a size deficit between us and countries like Denmark.
Well, we're about to find out.
Fuck skinny, let's get huge, peak check. Let's do it for rich. Every Democrat's always going out there talking about how they want to honor Rich Piana. Well, this will actually do it.
Where are we at in time here? Do you want to do the Bernie interview real quick? Do you guys want to talk about that? Just basically, the New York Times sent two of their political reporters to do a big piece about Bernie's time in Vermont government, where even as mayor of Burlington, he sort of was committed to having a foreign policy for Burlington, which is pretty hilarious, but also kind of amazing and cool because he was writing angry letters to the Reagan administration. He visited Nicaragua during the Contra War to express solidarity with the government of Daniel Ortega. Again, we've covered this before on the show. Listen back to the John Schwartz episode. But basically, the New York Times takeaway from this, the sort of the gotcha moment, was that he attended a rally in Managua in which people chanted anti-American slogans die Yankees die. And, again, they're setting it up this is a, I don't know, terrible thing that he's this is the oppo on him that's, everyone's worried is going to come out that he supported the Sandinistas in the 80s. But I've said ever since this shit started first coming out, if we want to have that argument, I say bring it on. And if any of the other Democratic candidates or Donald Trump, I mean, he doesn't fucking know what happened in the 80s. He doesn't care. But if any of the other Democratic candidates, for instance, Cory Booker or Joe Biden wants to come out strongly in favor of the Contras, I would like them to do that sooner rather than later.
Yes, but see, they had a good entry po here. It wasn't just, oh, you supported the Contras. It was you were at a rally where they said die Yankees, and you did not leave. You did not condemn them, which means that you were endorsing that, and you want us to die. Bernie Sanders, do you want all Americans to die?
Well, any American who contributed to the Contras in any way, shape, or form, I think, a case can be made. But, I mean, it's just the other thing. Initially, he declined to be interviewed for this piece. And when it came out, he demanded an interview, right?
Yeah.
And he did a follow-up interview with one of the authors of the piece, this woman named Sydney Ember, in which he was, his normal crotchety, surly self. And he seemed to say, I don't think you understand what I'm talking about. You idiot. And, and then it led to a spate of commentary about, this is Bernie. He's being rude to this fine young reporter who's also a young woman. And it was the wave of fellow New York Times readers and journalists coming out to support this Sydney Ember person by saying she is a talented young journalist. And I'm like, really? I don't think so. I think she comes across like a fucking nitwit and, like talented, either from the evidence of this giant piece where she literally both sides the Contra War and says, the Sandinistas were responsible for many grave abuses too, which is flatly untrue, at least as compared to the Contras.
Yeah.
I mean, like almost all of the casualties that they inflicted on people were in a battle war context, whereas all of the killings the Contras did were just of
they weren't the Contras weren't
unarmed
really good.
farmers and
They were really
children.
good at fighting, which is why they got kicked out of the country in the first place by the Sandinistas. They were really good though at burning down schools and just shooting nurses. They were really good at that.
And like as evidence of how good a reporter she is, the person that her and Alex Burns in this article turned to sort of as the expert to sort of scold Bernie is a guy named Otto Reich.
Oh, come on.
Otto Reich.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And Otto Reich was a guy who was.
He is one of the chief criminals of the whole fucking thing.
He oversaw Latin American policy for the
He
Reagan
should be in
administration.
prison.
He was a former special envoy who, as part of his job, was literally in charge of the Contra propaganda outfit. Who, in his former job, literally leaked false stories to the New York Times, who then dutifully published them.
We spoke to our impartial expert, Hitler Munich. What the fuck, man?
No, yeah, another
God.
blood-soaked war criminal who shows up in this piece to tut Bernie and say, sorry, let me just find this here. He says here, Mr. Sanders should have known better than to fawn over Mr. Ortega. Mr. Reich noted that prominent liberals like John F. Kerry, then a senator from Massachusetts, had met with Ortega but had not actually celebrated. He has, by virtue of these travels and associations, joined up with some of the most repressive regimes in the world, Mr. Reich said. I mean, the fucking gall of that to come out of this guy's mouth. So,
Kid's got
Sydney
nuts.
Ember, I'm sorry, to put this in, I mean, first of all, she has neither her or Alex Burns have any real experience as a foreign correspondent. These are political correspondents, and I think Sydney Ember was basically a financial journalist before this. Interesting bio about her. Now that everyone wanted to make it about her, it'd be like, oh, Bernie was so mean, he was so rude to this obviously brilliant and talented young reporter. She's married to a hedge fund manager. She's the daughter of a Hollywood screenwriter, and her husband's father is literally the head of Bain Capital.
Okay. That sounds not good. Though she does follow me.
Oh, okay. She does?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, never mind that. She's great.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I take back what I said.
she's
She
good.
she likes good content. I don't really know what her whole deal is. I mean, for all I know, like her dad could have written Equilibrium. He could be a great guy.
No, he wrote the Get Smart remake with Anne Hathaway and Steve Carell.
That was bad.
He
That was
did
a
not-
very bad
Steve
movie.
Carell's funny. Anne Hathaway's pretty. You failed to have produced a strike against Miss Ember. All right.
Like I said, based on this article, I would say that she's either lazy and ignorant about what happened in Central America in the 80s, or just simply cynically uninterested and looking for an angle.
I
An
mean,
angle.
the thing I couldn't take about this whole story, I mean, it's like anything where like the political reporters of the New York Times are talking to a candidate about any foreign policy thing, it's just going to be like mind numbing. And
Yeah.
I just advise anyone not to read it. But the insufferable thing about this to me, and it was insufferable to me because I know we're going to see it for minimum the next year and a half, maybe the next 5 years, should Donnie Casino do it again. Just reporters jerking each other off.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't fucking take
Yeah,
it
that's
anymore,
what
man.
was.
I can't take reporters just bragging at how good each other, how good they all are at their jobs. Like, Jesus
Especially
fucking
since the only
Christ,
reason
man.
newspapers and all this shit even still exist is to give rich people's idiot kids something to do during the
Can
day.
Joe Biden just win so we can get rid of newspapers? No offense to anyone who works at newspapers, but you can do something else.
I will say, if 2016 taught me anything, it's that endlessly whining about the way the media is being treated by a candidate is the one surefire way to win an election.